You know, in worlds like medicine and high-tech manufacturing, there are these silent, invisible threats that can have just devastating consequences. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the critical infrastructure that's designed to defend against them, the very thing that ensures the safety of products we all depend on. I want you to really think about this for a second. Picture the most advanced operating room, or a facility making life-saving drugs. What's the one thing, completely invisible to our eyes, that poses the single biggest risk?
The answer, and it's a serious one, is contamination. It's such a simple word, but it stands for a really profound problem. This is that unseen enemy, the one that entire industries are built to combat. Because when human health is on the line, well, failure is just not an option.
So what are we really talking about when we say contamination? Well, it's all about microscopic particles, things like dust, microbes, even tiny droplets floating in the air. In a normal room, they're harmless, but in a sterile environment, they represent a catastrophic risk.
Okay, so how do you fight an enemy you can't even see? It's not as simple as just wiping down surfaces. No, the solution is much more comprehensive. It requires absolute, total control over every single aspect of the environment.
And that solution has a name, the clean room. Now, this isn't just a room that's kept really clean. It's an engineered marvel. It's designed from the ground up to control the amount of airborne particles to incredibly specific, measurable levels. This is our fortress against contamination.
And this really shows you the difference, doesn't it? A typical room might have 1 million particles per cubic foot, but a high-grade clean room, it could have fewer than 10. It's a zone of absolute order, where every single thing, particle count, temperature, humidity, is precisely managed. The level of control is just astonishing.
So, how do you actually build this fortress? Let's break down the anatomy of a clean room. You'll see that every single component is a testament to precision and, frankly, a deep sense of accountability. It starts with the very walls. These aren't just drywall. They're composite panels packed with high-density insulation to maintain a constant temperature. And their surfaces are non-porous. Think stainless steel, because they're easy to sterilize and they don't shed particles themselves. These aren't just walls, they are the first line of defense. The design of these partitions also shows some incredible foresight. They're modular, which means you can reconfigure the space as your needs change. They're also cost-effective and really quick to install. This all points to a truly responsible and adaptable way of creating these critical environments. And this is a fundamental principle you have to understand. A clean room must be a completely sealed system. There can't be any cracks, no crevices, no sharp corners where even a single dust particle could hide. Every joint and every surface is meticulously engineered to eliminate that very possibility.
This is where you see the obsessive attention to detail. For example, corners are rounded because sharp 90-degree angles are basically traps for dust. The flooring is seamless and antimicrobial. Even the ceilings are walkable, so maintenance can happen above the sterile zone, which completely mitigates the risk of bringing contaminants down into the clean space.
Okay, so we've built the fortress, but any good fortress needs active defenses, right? Now let's look at how a clean room actively manages the air and controls how materials get in and out, all to maintain its integrity.
The heart of this whole active system is the Air Handling Unit, the AHU. You can think of it as the lungs of the clean room. It pulls air in, filters it through multiple stages to achieve incredible purity, and controls the temperature. It even has features like thermal break profiles. These are special insulators that stop condensation from forming, because no condensation means no place for microbes to grow. See, it's all about risk mitigation.
So what about moving things in and out? You can't just open a door, that would ruin everything. That's where pass boxes come in. You've got two main types. The static box is for simple transfers between two already clean areas. But for the high-risk job of moving materials from an uncontrolled area into the clean room, you need a dynamic pass box. It actually uses filtered air to sterilize the item during the transfer. This process really shows you the level of control we're talking about. The doors are interlocked, meaning both can never be open at the same time. While it's sealed inside, the item is literally bathed in ultra-pure air that physically strips away any contaminants. This system enforces sterility and eliminates the risk of cross-contamination.
Building these incredible systems is one thing, but operating them, well, that requires sticking to the highest possible standards. And this brings us to our final and maybe most important point, the non-negotiable responsibility of compliance. This network of regulatory bodies you see here represents a global mandate for safety.
Compliance with standards from organizations like the World Health Organization or the US FDA is not optional. They set the rules for everything, from air quality to operating procedures. This is the very definition of accountability, and it ensures that every clean room, no matter where it is in the world, meets the same exact requirements for safety.
A statement like this, it shouldn't be seen as just some marketing line. It's a declaration of principle. It reflects the immense responsibility that manufacturers and designers in this field absolutely must uphold. A commitment to quality and safety that is absolute.
And so we end with this question. The next time you use a medical device or take a pharmaceutical product, just remember that invisible fortress that made it safe. Remember the engineers, the designers, the technicians, the people who carry that immense responsibility for controlling an invisible world, all to protect ours.